Misunderstood monster.
Right. Oh man, poor werewolves all this time. They just want the ball. They just want a ball.
Just want to mess around and get a triple double on your ass.
Here we go again. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to Comic Books and Cold Ones. We are the beer podcast with a comic book problem. I switched it up there, Yek. Can't you tell?
Yeah, I saw
Intro.
you bringing the newness.
Yeah. And so, as always, I'm KMac, and I'm one half of the hosts of this show, joined as always by my illustrious co-host. This week, we'll call him Yeki, short for Yekshire Terrier. How are you today?
Yekshire Terrier. Thank you very much, KMac Wolf by Night.
KMac Wolf. That's good. I like that. I'm going to use that personally wherever I go.
Ready to go. Well, welcome everybody. We are still in the midst of Boogity Books and Beer-Tober bitches, and that means we're doing another round of spooky books and wicked brews to drink while we read those books. So we are excited to have you back, and we will be talking some topical stuff today. But first, I just want to check and see how my boy K-Mac's week went and everything.
Oh, doing great. I am looking forward to drinking some beer, talking about these books. I really enjoyed reading. We read some stuff from the 70s, especially for this show, and I really enjoyed a lot of it. And sometimes that stuff doesn't transfer well to present day, but I really liked them. I am excited and I am ready to go. How about we'll switch it up a little more and I'll do the shout outs. What do you think?
Okay, you do the shout outs
Oh
today.
boy. So we have an email address, everyone. It's cbcopodcast@gmail.com. So if you want to send us an email with a show suggestion or a beer suggestion, which would be great, shoot us an email. Check out our tweets at cbco_podcast, where we tweet cool and funny stuff. At least we think it's cool and funny. And then on Instagram, just look for comic books_cold ones. Check out our pictures, like our stuff. And then wherever you download or get your podcasts or listening to this show, give us a review, 5 stars, and write something, write what you like. We'd really love to hear from you. And do we have any shout outs today?
We do
Mr.
have a
Yekshire?
new listener out there that picked up on our fall variety show from September. They are in the town of Moorhead, Kentucky, home of Moorhead State University.
MSU.
And thank you for listening in. Do you think in Moorhead, Kentucky, they have a Bourbon and Books podcast?
They better.
No, I assume so. I want to issue a redaction. Last podcast from the first Boogity Books and Beer-Tober bitches 2022.
Oh, this is the first ever
redaction. I had a beer from Abomination Brewing Company, and I announced that they are Abomination Brewing Company of Allentown, Pennsylvania.
They're not living there in Allentown.
They are not. There's no more Abomination Brewing Company in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Close that factory down.
There may be, but they do not have an active Twitter account. The Abomination Brewing Company that I drank Old Ghoulish from was actually in North Haven, Connecticut. That is not to be confused with either New Haven or South Haven, but it's north of both of those, I assume.
And it is it's not East Haven either, West Haven. I'm sure that there are those towns as well.
It's the furthest north of the haven, unless there's a northernmost haven, which I assume there is no northernmost haven in Connecticut. But I have never been to Connecticut, one of the few Northeast states I have not been to. I can't say for certain. Have you been to all the Northeast states?
I've been to most of them. I haven't really been to Connecticut. I've been through Connecticut.
Okay, well that counts.
Yeah, so just to drive through. I've heard that Connecticut is just the highway between New York and Boston.
It's where all the rich people.
Yeah, they live out of the city. You live in Connecticut, in the suburbs of Connecticut.
I've only been to Massachusetts and New England. I've not made it to Connecticut or Vermont or New Hampshire or Maine.
Okay.
So
I've never been to Massachusetts either, but I've been to Maine. I guess I've been to Maine, so I've been through them all. But I was young.
When you were a youngin' and you were on the road looking for Maine-ish things that may be scary.
Exactly. That's what I was doing. I don't have any idea what I was doing, but I was going to Maine. That's for sure. That's where I was going.
You're you're a man on a main mission. And that's what we are both tonight, men on main missions. And our main mission tonight is to drink some beer and talk with you about Werewolf by Moon Knight. So, everybody out there, you enjoyed the Moon Knight Disney Plus show.
Yes.
And there's now, for October, a Werewolf by Night Disney Plus show. So, we're
Special
bringing
presentation.
yeah, and we're bringing it all together for you to catch you up to speed on all the things that involve Moon Knight versus Werewolf by Night, or Moon Knight versus Werewolf by Night, or versus Moon Knight, however you want to do that. But we want to give you the background and scare the boogity out of you while we drink some Beer-Tober bitches.
Yeah, the Beer-Tober is best part.
Indeed.
So, what did you bring to drink today?
I am drinking from a brewery that we've featured before, and they've retweeted us, out of Silver Spring, Maryland, the Silver Branch Brewing Company.
Yes.
They are known for doing their Belgian stuff, and they have a lot of gnome themed beers. And this year they have a Halloween themed beer that they teamed with the Travel Channel with.
Oh, sweet.
To put out. And this is Ghost-tober.
Ooh, nice.
Just like Beer-Tober. Fear the Unknown.
Ooh.
UNGNOME. With the Travel Channel, and it is a golden ale. Travel Channel and Silver Branch invite you to fear the unknown. This Belgian style golden ale is bright with effervescent body and fruit notes that can guide you to new realms of taste adventure. It's so good, it's scary. For more chills, watch Ghost-tober with the new premieres all month long on Travel Channel and streaming on Discovery Plus. And I believe at one time Discovery Channel was headquartered out of Silver Spring. They may still be headquartered out of Silver Spring. That's what I'm thinking.
So that makes sense for the partnership.
Yes.
So they have a Ghost-tober show on that channel?
I guess they've had a Ghost-tober Travel Channel show where they take you to spooky sites, and on the Travel Channel. I got to check that out because that is my jam. This bad boy comes
They
in
should
at
have a
6.
Beer-Tober show, and we should do it.
We should be invited to do it.
Yeah, come on.
We should be the host of it. But this one's coming at 6.5% ABV. Keep it chill and store cold, as the gnomes say.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds good. So I did a little something different for the show today. So I bought a mix pack of beer from Brewdog Brewery, which is located in Columbus, Ohio.
They're not only located in Columbus, Ohio. That's their American out extension.
Oh, where are they? Where else are they located?
They are originally from Scotland.
Oh, Scotland.
United Kingdom. Aye.
It's not Scottish. It's crap. Right? That was a Saturday Night Live thing, right?
Yes.
All right, good. I got my reference right. So it's a mix pack, and 2 of the beers are seasonal mystery beers.
Oh.
Now the shows we're talking about, along with the conquest, but the shows in particular were kind of mysteries in a sense. You weren't sure what was going on. You weren't sure who the villain was, what the protagonist was doing most of the time. So I thought, hey, we got Brewdog for Werewolf by Night, and then I have the mystery beer that I don't even know what it is. So I'm gonna solve this mystery right now.
Okay.
Live on this podcast, if you can believe it. Okay. So the first seasonal mystery beer from Brewdog is called, it's Brewdog in conjunction with Iron Maiden, called Hellcat.
Oh,
that's nice. So it's
not Hellwolf, but Hellcat. So it's
Hellcat,
close enough.
yeah.
At least it's an animal with
It's
fur
an animal
and
from
a tail.
hell, and it is a fiercely independent. I can't even read this, but it looks good. It's an IPA. So, yeah, that's a cool can too. It has cat attack.
That is quite the Hellcat. Yeah, it is the Iron Maiden logo.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden weirdly has lots of brewery crossover.
I've heard that too.
There's Unibrow in Canada brews with them, and then in England they have Trooper Ale, which is also I don't know if I think it may actually be owned by one of the guys that make Trooper Ale, one of the Iron Maiden people. Oh, no, sorry, maybe Megadeth is Unibrow, and then Iron Maiden is purely Trooper. I don't know. Yeah, I think I got that mixed up. Yeah, Megadeth is Unibrow.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. It looks like it's 6% ABV, citrus multi hoppy. Brewdog. Okay, here's the website description. Brewdog and Iron Maiden unite to launch Hellcat, feisty 6% ABV India Pale Lager where hops and malts collide. It rages with a citrus forward flavor with a no less aggressive malty backbone. The result is a hazy gold IPL with an epically complex balance. Nice.
Complex balances.
Yeah,
It's a goddamn gymnast.
it is. It is.
It's the Nadia Comaneci beers.
It is. I don't know anything about bitterness or anything like that, though. It doesn't say. But yeah.
There's no bitterness when you listen to Iron Maiden.
Yeah, Iron Maiden doesn't need to tell me their bitterness. So I'll save when I'm done with this. I'll see if what the other seasonal surprise is.
Okay, we're gonna have to read it. So
Yep, stay on the edge of your seats.
get out my glass here and see how gold this gold ale is. It is straw color gold. Gold ales are one of the ales that like probably have grown on me the most because they're easy to drink, like a lager, and they're always stronger. You know, this one's only 6.5, but normally they weigh in around 8%. So I think this one's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I can smell the citrus coming off the top of this.
Can you smell the Aces High riffs?
I can sense some Patsy Walker here too.
Some Stranger in a Strange Land. I'm trying to name all my Iron Maiden albums that I can remember as a kid.
That's two more than I can remember.
I just remember Aces High, Stranger in a Strange Land. The guy's Eddie, so that was, I assume, you know, the skeleton guy. Yeah. Things I know about Iron Maiden. That's about it. All right, I'm gonna take a sip. No, this is good. It tastes like a golden ale, but not as syrupy, just not as strong, but still got the golden ale, slightly syrup taste to it. And it is fearing me unknowingly. I'm more interested in yours since it's a mystery.
Ah, yes, it is a mystery. Well, it sure definitely tastes like an IPA. We'll start there.
So one of the things about Brewdog is they opened in Columbus a beer hotel.
Oh, nice.
Where you can, they actually have like I believe it has like in your room you have a fridge of beer. In the shower you have a fridge of beer, so you can have shower beers. I believe they have one of those shower baths, you know, that you can take. I can't remember all the things you can do there, but I've seen it advertised.
Yeah, beer shower fridge.
Yeah.
Bluetooth speaker, in-room draft beer, 24-hour refreshments. Well, yes. This sounds like the perfect hotel. Record collection, guitar.
I think we may need to record live from there.
We can do it.
It does mean going to Columbus, though.
It does, yeah. Doghouse Columbus Hotel, the world's first craft beer hotel. Awesome.
And they had a show for like the two guys that founded Brewdog. They had a little show on talking about beer. It was okay.
Nothing like this though.
When you could understand it, because little Scottish accents, you know, you can't understand the thing that's saying about beer. Aye, a wee bit of ale.
Yeah, but I like this. It's good. It is kind of hoppy, but it's not very bitter. Like you don't feel any of the dankness until it's about halfway down your throat.
The dankness doesn't get to you until it's down your throat.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a video online about that. Yeah, the Brewdog founders out of Elton, Elon, Scotland. Founded in 2007, owned by James Walt, Martin Dickel, are the two guys that they founded it. James Watt, not Walt. But no, they burst on the scene as, you know, one of the big first craft breweries out of England to go international.
Sweet. And they're bursting onto this podcast.
They're bursting into your mouth with the dankness.
The dankness in my throat is burst. That's gross.
But now that we got beers, let's drink. So most of you don't know this, that or many of you might know this. I'm sorry, I shouldn't presume such stupidity.
Don't assume.
People may not know that the first appearance of Moon Knight was not in his own book, was not in a superhero book, but was in a horror book in the 1970s in Werewolf by Night. And we will be covering the 3 appearances of Werewolf by Night and Moon Knight in each other's books up till now, because upcoming this month, that'll be released before this, after this podcast, is an appearance of Werewolf by Night in the new Moon Knight annual that's coming out in 2022 here in the last weeks of October. So we're just setting the stage for that. But we'll give you some tales of the tape, because they fight normally as adversaries, as you would expect for a werewolf that comes out at night and the person that avenges the night by the moon. I
Mhm.
assume that's what he does as
I
Moon
think
Knight.
that's what he. I don't know. Yeah, I think he can be Moon Knight when there's not a moon. Somehow, I'm not sure. I don't know why the moon needs a night when it's not in the sky, but
But
I
he
didn't
does.
make this character. But he does. Yeah, the moon is very needy.
So we're going to do the tales of the tape here. So Werewolf by Night versus Moon Knight. Here's how they stack up. Of course, Werewolf by Night. What's his real name?
His real name is Jack Russell.
Which is a play on what?
It's a play on something. Jack Russell Terrier.
Yes. As always, Marvel tongue in cheek, with the names in the 70s. Um, I believe the reason they started doing the 2 reasons they started doing Werewolf by Night, Dracula, and Frankenstein, and all those in the 70s is the copyrights had run out and they were able to do them, and also the comics code had gotten lessons to the degree that they could start doing horror comics without facing scrutiny from the Comics Code Authority.
And then
And
they
that's the reason
probably
Marvel
probably
stopped.
wanted to jump in before DC did too, right?
Yeah.
And make a bunch of books. So then DC doesn't like to look like they're copying Marvel.
Well, yeah.
That's what DC's most
Frankenstein's
worried about.
yeah. Frankenstein and Dracula are both in the DC universe, I believe. Also, I know
Yeah, but
Frankenstein
not
is for certain. Yeah.
right, but not as much as Dracula is in the Marvel universe.
Correct, but I think that's the reason they were able to finally do it, is because the Comics Code Authority went away in terms of regulating horror comics, which is funny. You could do anything you wanted with superheroes, bashing people's brains in. But the second it was a werewolf,
Ooh, watch out! That's scary for kids.
kids are gonna get spooked. They're gonna get spooked.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell, Moon Knight. Can you name all Moon Knight's actual names?
I can name Mark Spector, but I know he has other names. But and I watched the show, but I just can't remember them off the top of my head.
Okay, we got Mark Spector. He also has a name as a cab driver, or as hack.
Mm-hmm.
As a hack, and that is
Is it Jacques or something like that?
no. Jacques is Frenchy.
Oh, Frenchy Jacques. That's right.
Yeah. So when he's in his hack persona, he driving a cab. I only know 70s, you know, New York slang because of Marvel comics. I can navigate easily now in 1975 around New York
Right,
City
from like
with no
75 to
problem.
85, you fit right in. You get your gap.
Yeah, he's Jake Lockley when he's driving a cab,
That's right.
and then when he's a billionaire businessman, who is he?
Oh, he's not Mark Spector when he's the billionaire
No,
businessman.
that's his mercenary
Oh, alter
adventurer
ego.
name.
Yeah, I don't know any of his names. I'm just gonna come out and say that.
Stephen Grant.
Oh, Stephen Grant. Oh, because I remember Stephen Grant. Yeah, he was the Stephen Grant is the primary character in the show.
Yes. And then when he's wearing his Moon Knightish suit and he's a detective and everything,
Oh, Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight. There we go. We got him.
We made it. Good show. Very good.
Werewolf of Night. No aliases that I could find, but Moon Knight has one of the greatest one ever, and that is the Fist of Khonshu, the avenging god that he represents. Coming in at height wise, Werewolf by Night's coming in at 5'10. Moon Knight's 6'2, so probably has a little reach advantage.
Yeah.
Weight, Werewolf by Night's coming in at 200 pounds. Moon Knight coming in at 225. And all these stats come from the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, Deluxe Edition, 1988.
Yep. Their
So
official
these are the
weigh-in.
official. They have not changed. I don't care if things have gone 30 years after it happened, these are the official stats forever and ever. How much can Werewolf by Night lift?
Lift 2 tons.
I think it's, yeah, 1 to 2, I think.
Yeah, and Moon Knight can lift about the same, which is
Yeah.
great. Everyone in the Marvel Universe can lift 2 tons.
And when they're at their, that's only when they're max strength, which is when.
So Werewolf by Night would be during a full moon.
What would you expect the Moon Knight's prime time to be also?
I guess during a full moon. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when these guys are going toe to toe, they got to be, full mooning.
Yeah, so that's advantage Werewolf by Night because he's only a werewolf during the full moon.
Yes. Otherwise, he's just Jack Russell.
Yeah, and no one's going to fight him when he's Jack Russell.
No. And so what weapons are we looking at for these two?
Well, so with Werewolf by Night, he has the claws, he has sharp teeth, and that's about it. And later on, he can ride a motorcycle, which is pretty impressive.
That becomes a signature item of him later, is that he is a
Yeah.
werewolf motorcycle leather jacket wearing, not leather jacket, leather vested wearing werewolf.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Whereas the Moon Knight has all the stuffs, and we'll talk a little bit. He's coming in with the moonerangs. when he first fights off against Werewolf by Night, he also has cestus, which are like spiked gloves. Everything's made of silver, and then in the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, I remember this was like one of the coolest things. They show all his weapons. He has an ankh he can hit people with, a boomerang, a throwing stone.
Yeah, weird. A scarab dart, which looks like a batarang.
Yeah.
Or no, not necessarily a batter. Is that what it is? The Batman's little ones, are they called batarangs, or are they just called?
I assume they're batarangs also, or mini rings, or mini batarangs.
Yeah, and Moon Knight also has fancy bracelets.
He has all the stuff.
Grappling hook.
That is Egyptian themed. So I'd say weapons wise, maybe in terms of versatility, Moon Knight may have advantage there.
I think so too.
And then if we go to the tail of the tape for X Factor, Moon Knight. If you're fighting Moon Knight, what's his biggest advantage? That you don't know, they don't expect.
He fights very well, trained assassin, and it's like fighting 4 people at once, I guess, right?
Because of his mental handicaps, you were fighting 4 people. You were fighting 4 people at once, officially. So you never know what to expect. And we've covered that. We covered that before in the Moon Knight episode thing when we talked about Deadpool. That Deadpool couldn't copy his styles because mentally he's not the same person. Yeah.
That's right. He couldn't impersonate him. It's an interesting little twist there, and I like that Marvel picked up on that. That's neat.
Yeah. And the only other person whacked out of the head as Deadpool was Moon Knight. Or sorry, Taskmaster couldn't fight him because it was Taskmaster that couldn't fight him because he was 4 different people. And of course, the X Factor for Werewolf by Night would be, of course, the guy's got mad hops.
Oh, he can jump.
Werewolf. The one thing that's been established now in the modern lexicon of werewolves is that they can dunk. Right?
Yeah, they can dunk. They can van surf as well.
They can van surf and then get mad up hops.
Yeah.
Most people, like in ancient Romania, didn't know this.
No, well, they didn't have the basketball, infrastructure that we have today. So the werewolves didn't really have the opportunities that they have today to showcase their mad court skills.
Yeah, like literally, how much better would a life been in medieval Romania if they just had the game of basketball and instead of eating people, you just toss them the rock and they start hooping.
And they dunk on you. Yeah, I'd much rather get dunked on than eaten by a werewolf.
That's what I assume. It's like that's all they were looking for is who's next. That's all werewolves are actually saying. They're not howling. They're going, who's next?
Who wants some of this?
I got some game. That's all they're saying. misunderstood monster.
Right. Oh man, poor werewolves all this time. They just want the ball. They just want a ball.
just want to mess around and get a triple double on your ass. Not like the Frankenstein monster, the wolf monster. I'm sorry, or Dracula. They just want to hoop it up. I would pay money for the Harlem Globetrotters to play against a team of werewolves.
That'd be great.
That should be the next Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh yeah.
Crossover, because I always like the Harlem Globetrotters crossovers with Scooby-Doo, and I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I like those as well. Those were fun ones. Scooby-Doo crossovers were great, actually, regardless of who was in it. Like Mamas and the Papas, that was good. Or really, it's just like Mama Cass, actually.
But you know who took number one on those crossovers, right?
Batman and Robin?
No.
No? Tell me.
They were number two. Really,
Okay.
really good. Number one, of course, is Phyllis Diller.
Oh yeah. What was the story on that one?
There was like two of them. I think she made double appearances, but no, she killed it.
Yeah.
Never been a funnier woman in the fucking world than Phyllis Diller. I'm sorry. Her range.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 2 episodes. Wait, no, maybe just one. No, there was the Three Stooges as well.
I knew the Three Stooges, yeah. But I thought Phyllis Diller made a double appearance. Because that bitch loved to solve some fucking crimes. That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find those and watch those. Those
and
are
make
good.
my ass laugh.
Yeah, those are good.
Also,
shows.
finally, Werewolf by Night's other X factor is, of course, fleas. So,
all right. So if
dad joke of the day.
If a flea bites him and then bites you, do you become a werewolf too?
No.
Only if the flea can transfer some of his blood to you. No.
Well, no. It has to be a cursed flea, I think.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, the story about Werewolf by Night is that he
inherited it from his father.
He's genetically predisposed to lycanthropy, the official term for werewolfism, because one of his great ancestors got bit by a werewolf while fighting Dracula.
Right.
And then his great granddad read from the Darkhold the story of werewolves, which turned him into a werewolf, enacted the gene that he had carried down.
Right. And if you want to read more on that, Tomb of Dracula 18, Werewolf by Night 15, those are good stories. I enjoyed those very much.
Dracula needs no stories. Dracula is his own story.
Yeah. Dracula and Dr. Doom need to team up. They do.
Exactly. Latveria and Romania are very close together, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Come on, Marvel. Do it.
More third-person speakers. So, who are you weighing in here? You going Werewolf by Night or Moon Knight?
Oh, I'm gonna go Werewolf by Night. There's something about the character I just like more, so I'm just gonna say it. No. What about you?
That was the way I always leaned because I like werewolves, but I always thought Moon Knight was one of the coolest looking characters, even though he's weak as shit. But yeah,
he's the victim, at least some of the time, of very poor storytelling.
But he gets really great storytelling in the '80s when we get to it. Sienkiewicz is driving.
Yeah,
Sienkiewicz drives that issue.
Yeah, there's really good artwork in there. I don't know if I. That's good. Those are good. Yeah, those are the good ones. I agree. The later ones in the '90s, not so good.
Oh no, when they leave away, when they basically let Sienkiewicz and
Doug Munch.
I think Sienkiewicz was basically also partly writing those at the time also. But when we get into Werewolf by Night, the first time Moon Knight appears, this is the origin story of Moon Knight, is Werewolf by Night number 32. And the writer was Doug Minch, artist Doug Payton, and lots of other people. Lynn Wein was overseeing this, so he loves the monsters. And basically, the origin story is not what you expected for Moon Knight. He gets paid to become Moon Knight by some rich Californian assholes.
Yeah. They say, "Hey, 10 grand. We'll give you all this stuff. Go get a werewolf." I'm like, what? It's like, sounds like a great deal.
What I understand about Moon Knight's origin in this one is what makes him Moon Knight is he's a mercenary, and they give him the costume and call him Moon Knight, and just like, yeah, we're gonna pay you 10 grand. And he's like, hell yeah, I'll do that. But they make a costume. Everything's made out of silver, so I assume the whole costume is worth more than 10 grand.
Right, there's that. Yeah. It's like, why don't I just go and melt this costume down, sell all the silver?
I mean, literally everything. He gets silver maces, hand gloves, cestises. He gets silver dagger stars.
I
He gets
know.
silver everything, silver lined vest. So if he touches the werewolf, everything. So everything that has to do with silver, he has it. I mean, he's got the market cornered.
Yeah, like he hopefully doesn't have to fight anyone else because he's really only equipped to fight werewolves.
If having a costume made out of metal with no assistance, it's got to be really fucking heavy. I
Yeah.
mean, Iron Man is robotic, right? So he's got
He has plenty of
gears.
transistors, Iron
Yes.
Man. No transistors in this Moon Knight costume.
No. But for 19 when this came out, 1975, that looked like a pimp costume. Everybody, if you were a kid picking up this book in 1975 and you saw on the cover of Moon Knight, you're like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, that guy looks sweet. Look at all that silver.
Look at that bling. That man looks like a place setting for a Thanksgiving dinner.
So one of my favorite things about the Werewolf by Night book at this time is like the opening narration tag on like the top, you know, 10th of every page. So in issue 30, which one are we talking about? 32. And it might be the same in 33, I can't remember, but it's the tags Russell with a Jack in front of it. The kind of name that fits a normal 19-year-old dude living out in LA. Not the kind of name you'd expect to find slapped on a guy who'd sprouted fangs, pour to pour fur, and wolfish howls every time the moon ballooned full. Unless the guy happened to have a father who was cursed by an arcane book called The Darkhold. But so he says his name's Jack Russell, but you wouldn't expect a guy with the name Jack Russell to sprout fangs and fur and be a werewolf.
Which
Would you though? I that's the only guy I would expect to become a werewolf.
yeah, of the names, if you're gonna go with, I mean, the only guy like if there was a guy named Wolfie Wolfenstein,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that guy I'd expect more than Jack Russell
Yeah.
to have fangs.
Or Wolfman Jack.
Wolfman Jack. Somebody like that, maybe a little more.
Yeah. But still, it's a great opening narration. I love it, but it's hilarious.
So from the beginning, they hire Moon Knight, give him his costume.
Mm.
Moon Knight already has Frenchie as his helicopter pilot. They don't
Yeah.
explain that word anything.
Yeah,
he's
not
got
at
a
this point.
he's got a tag along guy. It's French. That's a helicopter pilot. All I know is this is a running theme: is rich assholes want to cage the werewolf by night and use them for whatever purposes.
Yeah, no, so they're very clear in issue number 33 on page 18. One of the guys was in the, what is it, the commission? Is that what they're called?
That's what they're called. Yeah.
Okay. One of the guys in the commission, he was convinced to do this because they told him werewolves were good for the economy. So they're just concerned with making sure werewolves contribute economically like they're supposed to.
So
How is a werewolf good for the economy?
so in California, the drivers of the economy are number one, Silicon Valley technology, right?
Right.
It's probably number one worldwide. Number two,
Tourism, right?
media, Hollywood, right?
Hollywood, yeah.
Hollywood, yeah. Number
That
three,
incorporates tourism, I would say.
yeah, tourism, yeah, well, media, Hollywood. Number three,
Werewolves. Yeah.
Werewolves.
Yeah. I mean, without werewolves, economic decline unheard of. I don't even know how to describe it.
When you're doing like a business plan, you turn in to get a loan and things. You're like, you have to describe how you're gonna make your overhead, and then where your profits are coming from. Your marginal profits and everything, because you got to make your overhead first before you make a
Yeah.
marginal profit. So in California,
There's a line item, right?
the overhead, is werewolves.
Werewolves.
Our economy is never going to go negative because we have werewolves generating income at all times for us. But we'll have swings because we're going to have iPhone 14, 15 come out. It will make some profits. But werewolves are going to keep us the lights on, keep the water bills paid.
Oh yeah, yeah. But only for 3 nights a month.
Only 3 nights. They shore up those 3 nights, right?
Right, right. They're covered. You
They're
don't have to
covered.
worry about that. 36
Three-
nights a year, whew, you're good.
We got that. That's over a month, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's that's a huge economic driver. That's
It's huge.
probably what's wrong. That's why we're having such bad inflation now. Not enough fucking werewolves.
We 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 our werewolf production levels have gone below what
They've
replacement.
gone, yeah, they've gone so far down. Oh,
And that's why I salute Disney Plus by releasing the Disney Plus Werewolf by Night TV show.
yeah, I can feel inflation dropping as I'm sitting here. It's just wow.
We got one on the screen finally.
I know. I know. So so Moon Knight uses all his silver weapons and silver costumes to to apprehend the werewolf by night, and um it's hilarious how he's transporting him back. So Moon Knight has werewolf by night draped over a rope ladder, and Moon Knight's holding him as they're being whisked away by Frenchie on the helicopter. Like, if I had to transport a werewolf, that's probably not the way I'd do it.
So, not number one is to put a werewolf fireman carry style over your shoulders and hold on to a rope ladder hanging from a helicopter driven by a Frenchman.
Yeah, no, that's probably it's top five, I'd say. Yeah, but not number one. Not number
Not
one.
number one.
And so what we learn about werewolves when Werewolf by Night wakes up is they don't know a thing about helicopter safety. They don't know a thing about it. He's thrashing and like that you don't want to fall off a helicopter rope ladder, but werewolves just don't understand.
They do not.
They do not.
Flying contraptions and werewolfism, lycanthropy do not go together.
Right. Right. But then they land in the water, not to go through the entire story, but they land in the water and there's a hobo on the dock and he explains everything about water safety to Moon Knight. It's great.
It's pretty impressive,
Like,
and
this
they
water's deep and cold.
and they give like a status of pollution update at the time where
Oh, they do.
yeah where he blames the hobo on the docks in San Francisco, blames everything on the big corporations, and he proceeds to throw his empty booze bottle into the ocean. You know, that social message in 1975 horror comic books we can't emphasize enough.
Right.
Can't emphasize enough
No.
because horror stories usually are social commentaries as much as anything.
Mhm.
In Werewolf by Night, this does not let us down.
No, it does not. This is a great. I love these stories, and I don't always love '70s stuff, but I love these. They were so funny.
You got a coalition of big fat industrialists in San Francisco needing to capture a werewolf to support the California economy.
Right. And so, did you notice like the after on the Marvel Universe app or Marvel Unlimited app, uh, after the cover page, there's like a warning that says like this has negative depictions of people or cultures.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't know if
they've introduced that now, and I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
is that for the all the fat jokes in this book, because there's like fat joke one-liners, or is it about the other guy who's turning into a werewolf? I don't
It's
know.
about the lycanthropy
Is it? All right. I didn't read
abuse.
those parts. I just
You know, when you're miscategorizing lycanthropy, people, people that transform into other animals, you got to be sensitive to this.
that is true. That is true. They're very important for the economy. You know,
But
you
I
can't.
think it may have to do with the whole hoodoo voodoo interludes that they have during these, maybe
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. I since they didn't have Werewolf by Night in them, I
because
skipped them. But
you don't want to mischaracterize people practicing voodoo.
that's true. That's true. You don't, because you know what happens. You make a voodoo doll and they get you. I've seen those Scooby Doo episodes
you
with the voodoo
you
dolls.
you just made us have to have a disclaimer after record now. The depictions on this podcast may mischaracterize certain people's practices, religions, involving dolls and Scooby Doo. We apologize if we offend anyone, dog, animated dog or human. So
Right. We completely support that. Like, I really enjoyed those episodes of Scooby Doo.
yes, but I assume that's what. Yeah, it's the first time I've seen Marvel app do that, which is, hey, I like it because there are sometimes
Yeah.
namely Kitty Pride's use of the N word that we've talked about
There's that.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, those things happen that they need to fix. But this one, I think you can let people slide on 1975 talking about voodoo in voodoo terms. So
Yeah. So, how's your beer so far?
this is really good. It is sweet golden, and it is making me look at a silver moon, but it's a golden moon, and I want to howl at it and hoop on it.
Nice. Trying to see
And
what
so,
my other. You can keep talking. I'm going to see what my other beers are in this.
yeah, the whole point is they hire Moon Knight to bag the werewolves so they can support the economy, and they get him back, and then Moon Knight turns on the coalition, and just for some reason, the werewolf by night, once he breaks them out, they just team up and start beating the ass out of some old fat rich Silicon Valley
Yeah.
guys.
And Moon Knight's hurling the one-liners at them the whole time
Yeah,
too.
just wailing on them and just skewering them while the werewolf by night bites and eats them all, which is pretty impressive. They started out as adversaries and now they are buddies. Moon Knight frees Jack Russell's sister and I believe Topaz also there.
Topaz,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
which is crazy name, but I don't know a lot about Topaz's history except it sounds like she's a sorceress of some sort.
Yeah, and the big thing is she takes away the lycanthropy from Jack Russell's sister. So
Ah,
and she becomes a werewolf herself.
no way.
Yeah, that's the big upshot. So
I was wondering.
yeah, this is the last we see of Moon Knight until the 1980s, basically, I believe.
Oh, really?
Or
Wow.
yeah,
I
I
was
don't.
wondering if he had any little appearances here and there.
He may have had one or two, but he doesn't appear in Werewolf by Night at all. Which he should be joined at the hip with because they're the full moon, the Moon Knight. It all works out.
Well, and they do tend to, once the 80s comes along and Moon Knight gets his own book, it seems like they do cross over fairly regularly as far, considering Werewolf by Night isn't a character you can necessarily have cross over into too many books, too many different times of year. He's just way too important to the economy in California to, to be bothered with all these crossovers. But yeah,
Well, the whole Universal Monsters goes away in the 80s, right?
yeah,
So they got the resurgence in the 70s with the return of horror overall as a genre, big time, and so yeah, they ignominiously go away until like the late 90s when people are like, oh, we have all these guys hanging around, they'd be fun to tell stories with, and
yeah.
but we do get in 1983 when Moon Knight has his own book, which we mentioned is driven by Doug Minch and Bill Sienkiewicz, which is this is some of I started reading these to fully understand Moon Knight, so I've worked most of my way through the series on this.
Oh, wow.
They're really it's mainly Bill Sienkiewicz's art. There's some just amazing art that he does and with storytelling wise, and it's not sometimes I don't like Sienkiewicz's art because it's too gritty,
Too
that
scratchy, right?
scratchy and things like that. But he does such a great job in this series, and it's like the series he was made to draw.
Yeah. Well,
And
when he drew, we talked about it last episode. He drew the X-Men's first meeting with Dracula in that issue, and then that annual, and he's perfect for this kind of genre, for
yes,
the dark and gritty or horror type stories. But yeah, the two issues we're going to talk about in the 1980s Moon Knight series are 29 and 30, I believe, and the artwork is just he just knocks it out of the park. Especially the covers. The covers are like they're great and super original, and it's I don't know, it's 29 especially, which is like completely like black cover, and it just has like the werewolf's eyes and the teeth,
yes,
doesn't it? That's a
yeah,
great cover. Wow.
just coming through. Yeah, yeah, it draws you in immediately, and it makes you think, oh, There's gonna be some shit going on. And so you get 29 and 30 are the two issues, and they're titled Morning Star. And the second one's the Moon Wrath, three sixes, and a beast.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, that's cool.
once again, rich old white people want to trap
They
Jack Russell, the
do.
werewolf, for their own nefarious purposes. And this time, it's not to run the California economy, but that other specter that came out of the 80s that scared
Hmm. All the
all your
mommies and
moms.
daddies.
Yeah, yeah. And that is Satanism.
Yep. Damn it. Yeah, the Church of Satan, and it almost looks like their church is the West Coast Avengers compound, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, they overlap.
Yeah. So
And we
it's
don't read we didn't read the issue where Werewolf by Night goes crazy and gets stopped by West Coast Avengers, which happens later on in the 80s.
oh, that's right. That's right. I saw that. I saw that. Yeah. So the Church of Satan, just to imagine them as like they're all dressed like the Pope, but all in black, and they have laser guns,
Wrist laser guns.
wrist laser guns. That's true. That's true. Wrist
So
laser guns.
so the whole gimmick is the Church of Satan, based out of California, of course,
Yeah. Yeah. You need it for tax purposes, for sure. Be a church.
run by Skylar Blau. Of course, Blau being a demon name. Lots of
Right.
guys have demon. There's also an Osmodius. There's lots of people walking around with demon names, all buy into this Church of Satan, which is on TV too. So they have dunces
Yeah.
caps and
That's
lots of people
crazy.
buying into this. And and Skylar Blau wants to capture Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell, so that they can have a Beast of the Apocalypse come out.
Right. They want to start, essentially, they want to like start turning people into werewolves.
Yeah, they want a reason to bring in the Apocalypse Armageddon, and they think Jack Russell's it. And so they are hunting him all across the country. And that's the whole gimmick of this, and the fact that their parishioners in the Church of Satan who are very upset that Skylar Blau has not produced a Beast of the Apocalypse after
Right.
multiple.
Satanists, very impatient.
Who knew?
We need proof right now, Skylar. Come on, Skylar.
Prove there's going to be an Armageddon caused by a beast already.
Yeah, there's a point where they even like all walk out of his ceremony. You're like, screw you, Skylar. You haven't shown us anything.
You've been saying we're going to see a turning and a beast. 666, motherfucker. I have not seen anything. Put up or shut up.
Now, as impatient as they are, Satanists are good at brain surgery because they put a tracking chip in Jack Russell's scalp, essentially, like on his skull, to track him across the country.
But
Which doesn't really work because they know where he is all the time, but they only try to get him when he's a wolf. Why don't they just get him when he's Jack Russell?
this is what I understand is they got him long enough to put in a chip in his head,
Right.
and they didn't keep him.
Right. Right. And that was in France, apparently. He escaped when they had him for a
Well,
couple
yeah,
of days. But yeah, and I mean, and even in this
those
story, they
Satanists
catch
were
him
all
again.
drunk on wine and just
They
not
were
paying attention.
which on the excesses. They were gluttonous with their
They were
wine.
full of cheese. So so it's an across country adventure of tracking down Jack Russell, and Jack Russell has one mission to get to New York to get the help of who?
Well, he seeks out the help of Moon Knight, and
His best
apparently,
buddy who he
yeah,
remembers.
yeah, the only person he really remembers who he knows can help him, and he writes him a letter that I guess he's been in New York for a few weeks, but he writes him a letter that doesn't get to Moon Knight until like 2 hours before sundown on the night of a full moon. So Moon Knight is like, "Oh crap, I gotta find this guy," and doesn't quite find him in time, and another fight ensues. Which
Yeah.
it's always great to see a werewolf fight. So
Well, they get him. They try to lock him up in time, but it doesn't. They get in
no,
a fight again. Then he reverses out of it while they're trying to figure out how the Satanists can follow and track him and everything. And then eventually they figure out he's got a chip in his head, and there's guys with laser guns coming after him. And of course, Mark Spector has on call a doctor and he's going to perform surgery and take it
Right.
out.
Right. That's
And
pretty
then they get
cool.
captured by the Satanist, and eventually that goes bad for the Satanists, of course, because the same thing that happened to the commission
Right.
happens to the Satanist fat old white guys, where they underestimate the fact that they have a fucking werewolf caged up, and if the werewolf gets out, he's going to eat everybody.
I guess so. None of the guys in the Church of Satan were in the commission, or else they would know that this would happen.
I assume there's got to be like one crossover guy, right? The guy
There would have to be. I mean, it's it's the same area in California. It's rich guys. I don't know. Well, like capitalists, not necessarily Satanists, right?
yeah.
I guess.
I would assume there'd be the Venn diagram's got to be pretty fucking high, right?
Yeah, yeah. It has to cross over at some
Yes,
point.
it's got to be a high percentage crossover. And so one of the interluding gimmicks is Moon Knight has his girlfriend hypnotize Jack Russell to say, "Hey, the man that's in charge of you is the Moon Knight when you're in Werewolf, so follow his lead." So they're able to fight more as a
And
team this time.
don't kill him.
Yeah, don't
Don't kill him.
don't eat the Moon Knight, and that works to plan pretty well. And then Moon Knight sets up a big
Like
after
a
that, even
scheme.
though yeah, even a bigger scheme. After they eat all the Satanists still keep trying to come after him, which I don't understand. But
But
hey,
they
where do the Satanists take up residence in New York?
oh man. If you're looking for them, I don't know how you're ever going to find them. They're 666 Fifth Avenue, right? Is it Fifth Avenue?
Is it? I believe that yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
66th Avenue,
666 Fifth Avenue.
which is owned by somebody famous now. You understand that, right?
Oh, really? Who's it owned by now?
The son-in-law of the former president of the United States, I believe, owns 666. I
Oh, it's
believe the Kushners own it.
Kushner.
I think the Kushners own it.
That's apropos. Goodness
Yeah, the
gracious.
Kushners own it. Yeah, the Kushners own 666 Fifth Avenue.
Jeez, that's funny. I just imagine they made that address up for this book.
No. It's well known. It's well known property. It's the one that went in $1 billion hole. So yeah. So,
Interesting, because I mean, I know in a lot of buildings in New York they don't have 13th floors, so I'm surprised they have a
correct.
666.
Well, that's yeah. It's just I think just a people didn't think about that as a really important number. I think until maybe the 70s or 80s or whatever.
Gotcha.
Once we started worrying about Satanism again.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then Satanists were like, "Hey, we got to get our act together and start collecting werewolves to bring on the apocalypse."
No wonder everyone was worried in the 80s about that. That's pretty scary.
Yes.
Goodness. And so I learned something really important about full moons in this book, that there is a 13% increase in brutality during a full moon. And I guess they measured that with surveys. How do you measure, like, what's the brutality scale that gets you
Well,
13% higher?
there is etymological substantiation of this, so you know the term lunatic.
Yeah, I do. I do. Full moon,
It,
lunatic,
it
lunar.
comes from
Yeah.
the fact that there's an instances of rise of violence or madness.
But 13%? That seems convenient, doesn't it?
The unlucky percent.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, that may just be Doug Minch guessing at numbers. I don't know officially. It may I assume the variance is between 12 and 14. So,
Probably, yeah. But it's 12 to 14% variance in brutality
so
increase.
of lunatism, we got this going on. Although it's 100% higher werewolvism.
It is.
And unsurprisingly, Moonnightisms are much stronger.
Yeah. Surprisingly, yeah, there's a 50% increase in the tonnage that moonlight can lift during a full moon.
The Moon Knights can live to this time of the evening.
So
36 days a year.
and one of Werewolf by Night's favorite finishing moves, which I really appreciate, is the full body press.
Oh yeah.
He chucks Skylar Belil off the roof of the 666 the same way I think he chucked someone else in the earlier issues in the commission, just a straight Ultimate Warrior full body press toss.
Oh yeah. You're showing off all that 1 to 2 ton liftage.
Yeah.
when you're the werewolf by night at full moon.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really good story. I enjoyed it a lot. This is I like Moon Knight in these books.
Yes, these two, I think, back to back, high bar of the Moon Knight, mythos, and also really good werewolf by night mythos kind of
Yeah.
things. And I like the fact they draw the same in the whole. It's the same story basically, which is interesting. That I
Yeah.
think Doug mentions, like, we got to bring it back where people just want to capture the werewolf by night for economic reasons.
Yeah. All right. So I've peeked through my mix pack again, and
Okay,
there are two beers that were identified on the label. One is Hazy Jane, which is a New England style IPA. The other one is called Elvis Juice, which is a grapefruit infused IPA. And for listeners who keep track of these things, the one beer I did not like on this show is a grapefruit infused IPA.
this is correct.
Now, the other mystery beer is a hazy local IPA called Lightspeed, which looks pretty good, but I'm probably just going to go with another one of the Hellcats just to keep myself on theme. Otherwise, I'd
Yes,
be liable to talk about Elvis or whatever you talk about when you drink Hazy Jane, or cosmic stuff with Lightspeed. So
it is
other
Boogity Books and Beer-Tober, so Hellcat's
it
a better
is.
thing.
I
And
think
if
so
we
too.
talked about Elvis, we'd have to talk about Bubba
Oh,
Hotep.
Bubba Hotep. Oh,
We're gonna go down a whole wiki hole on
yeah,
how great of
baby.
a movie that is.
Come on, baby. That is
But
a great movie, though.
yeah,
Did I borrow your copy? Did I borrow your copy of it? Is that or no?
no, I
I
think
must.
I just told you about
You
it because
told
no,
me
I
about it.
yeah, I told you about it.
So here's something that we might not have talked about before. You could probably guess that we're both huge Bruce Campbell fans.
The
Now,
chin,
yes, the chin. So you let me borrow Bruce Campbell's first book, which what was that called?
if chins could talk.
If Chins Could Talk. Right. And so just by chance, while I had it here, Bruce Campbell was on a tour for his second book, Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way. Right. So it's like, shit, you know what I should do? I should take Yek's book to this book signing and get Bruce Campbell to sign it and send it back to him. So I got Bruce Campbell to sign Yek's book and gave it back to Yek with the "Hey Yek, Bruce
I
Campbell."
only have two signed books, and that's my most precious of my signed books.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I have the his other one that's signed somewhere. It's somewhere, I think. I hope. Hope it didn't get accidentally donated. Some lucky person at the Goodwill will be like, "Holy shit! Bruce Campbell
Bruce Campbell
signed this
signed
book."
the chin. We're gonna round out this final one. There's one more coming up, as we told you, with the Moon Knight annual rolling out of these meetup. But they, between Werewolf by Night and Moon Knight, they did meet again 10 years after the Moon Knight book in 1993's Mark Spector Moon Knight 50 through 53, which is a little confusing because they don't really meet for those times. 50 and 51, it's like the last page of each one has Werewolf by Night and is not actually meeting Moon Knight. Then 52, 53, they do crossover and it happens. And these are written by Terry Kavanagh and James Fry is the artist. Fry does a good job. Terry Kavanagh, I, I don't know what I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's I think it's kind of weird picking up in the middle of this Moon Knight run because he has a lot of stuff going on. He's quitting the Avengers. He's he's a lot like they're
fighting.
trying to make him like
He's
Bruce Wayne
he's
in a way.
he's fighting some dude in the Caribbean named Silver something, which I thought was going to be a tie-in with the werewolves because he has wolves on
Oh,
his
that's right. Yeah. Uh,
on his property, but not.
no. Mm-mm. And then
But
he
the
fights
bigger
some other character called Cubist, right? Which
yeah,
doesn't make any sense either. I don't. I don't.
the helmet. But the big upshot of this is it did give me the matchup that I didn't know I needed.
Me either. Yeah.
And the best is, so in the last pages of 50 and 51, Mark Spector has abandoned his mansion that he had in the Moon Knight run and they're repairing it or whatever. But two people come looking for Mark Spector in the Moon Knight. And one of them we've already identified is the Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell, who's hunting him down because he thinks he's still possessed by a demon. And another one is that occasional you know best, you know who I'm talking about, that thief. Who's that, KMac?
Oh, that be Remy LeBeau. He Gambit.
Mansell Gambit. And they get in a fight between Loup Garou and a thief looking for Moon Knight.
Yeah, I didn't realize I needed that fight either. But I wish the problem is more of the issue is not devoted to this fight.
Yes. So for some reason, immediately Werewolf by Night and Gambit start fighting when they run into each other because they're both looking for Moon Knight and they don't try to sort out why they're both looking for Moon Knight. And they're both trying to save Moon Knight's life as far as I can tell.
Yeah, but it's their first meetup, so
Yeah,
that's what you do. You
you gotta
fight.
fight.
And at this point, Jack Russell's a little different, right?
He's finally in control of his werewolf form, so he's mentally thinking like a human. He's able to get mad ups, and he's finally wearing his leather vest and driving a motorcycle.
Heck yeah.
And then we officially, I find out, I don't think Gambit's Cajun.
No? What happened?
He calls Werewolf by Night Loup Garou.
Okay.
Loup Garou is the French term for a werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
But the Cajun term for a werewolf is what?
Oh.
A rougarou.
Oh.
The dog man of New Orleans is the rougarou.
Ah.
So either Terry Kavanaugh is just this
Right.
bad writer.
I think we can attribute this to Terry Kavanaugh. Probably not that
Not
he's
knowing that he's the rougarou.
Yeah.
Because though, yeah, in the swamps there's the swamp wolf man that is the rougarou, not the loup-garou. You know what I'm saying, Xavier?
I hear you. I hear you.
Mon ami. So yeah, I had to remember that because there's rougarou is like one of the famous cryptids of of the U.S.
Oh
and
yeah, that's right. And we
yeah,
were gonna do that cryptid show from New Orleans, except for the hurricane.
and so yeah, when he says loup-garou, I was like, well, no, that's too formal French to be occasional. He would have said a rougarou if he was proper occasional.
Mm.
with the spices and the etouffee. Once again, if we've offended anybody, this is so they go toe to toe, and then eventually Moon Knight shows up at the mansion. It's like, who's breaking my mansion? And they all three go at it, which makes no sense.
Right. Then Gambit hits the road.
And Gambit hits the road, and then Werewolf by Night realizes, yeah, this is another skill we didn't know Werewolf by Night has. But what can he do?
He can smell demon stink. So he's become like a monster hunter, and he's trying to help Moon Knight because apparently Moon Knight was, I guess, at some point before this issue was infested with a demon or something like that.
Yes. At some point was infested with demon stink blood or whatever.
Yeah, but we see that there's a demon hanging around his main area, like his headquarters.
And then we find out, there's these people called the Hellbent. I've read up on the Hellbent. They are.
Oh, you did? Wow, sorry.
So they are half breeds between humans and then the pre-human people of the planet. So like there was all that stuff from like Conan, like the Serpent Men and things like that. Yeah.
Oh, so why are they hanging out in Central Park?
Well, because as we learned in last Boogity Books and Beer-Tober, if you're gonna have a spooky time in New York City and get in a fight with some demons or undead, it has to happen in Central Park.
Yeah, Count Dracula.
And that's what happens here is Werewolf by Night and Moon Knight go fight some hellbent people and are about to lose, but for some reason that thief comes back because he's like, I need to save your life, Moon Knight. Yay, Loon Chevalier. I believe that would be the French for
you. I can't do that.
I don't think that is actually it. Let me look at the Google Translate here for Moonlight. You cover your favorite parts of Moon Knight fighting.
Well, one thing that they didn't have in this book, and I think they missed a huge opportunity, is they didn't have Gambit versus Frenchie. That would have been great.
Yes,
I don't know how he overlooked it.
You dropped the ball. So I was close. Chevalier de la Lune.
Oh, thank goodness. Chevalier de
I was
Lune.
close. I was close. I
You were
knew.
very close. So
Because
close.
I do like the fact that he calls Moon Knight Chevalier the whole time, which means knight. He's like, he refers to him properly as
Yeah.
Chevalier.
Mr. Knight.
Monsieur Chevalier, mon Lucy. But yeah, but how do you drop the ball with no Frenchy
I
Remy
know.
interaction?
It would have been perfect. Oh, well.
It'd been nonsensical, bad French writing by Terry Kavanaugh
I
between them.
know. I know. Yeah, I couldn't make much sense as to what was going
It
on
would have been
in these
it would
Moon
have
Knight
been it
stories.
would have been 8 panels of uh-huh,
Uh-huh.
uh-huh,
Uh-huh.
uh-huh. Also
Oh,
says
Louis.
fromage. Just 20 panels of that. The law. Loving.
So I
It would
imagine
have been
this
amazing.
Moon Knight book didn't last much longer. I don't know.
No, I mean it was a train wreck of a book.
Yeah, I have a
So,
few
just
issues
a
of
little
it.
bit I read, I was like, it's too complicated. You don't even, you already have the most complicated character, one of the most complicated characters in comic bookdom, and
Right.
then you add extra complications onto him that just aren't necessarily.
Yeah, I mean they were trying to make him into Bruce Wayne and Batman in this series or something like it. It just wasn't working.
Tu sais que j'ai dit?
I don't know.
You know what I say.
I know what you say. It went on 60 issues.
Yes. And, and thankfully somebody put it out of his misery.
Yeah.
It's amazing that Moon Knight has come back as a character, as popular as he is.
Yeah. There have been some good stories written with him recently, like in the last 10, 15
Yeah,
years.
as a character, they can do what they want. Which brings us
Yeah.
to why we did this, because the Disney Plus Werewolf by Night premiered recently, and I was pleasantly surprised how amazing it is. It brings back the whole idea of the 70s being we wanted to do the Universal monsters and comic books and bring them into Marvel Comics. And it's shot like a Universal comic books, Universal Monsters movie,
Right.
you know,
Classic monster movie style for sure.
from the 50s and everything. It was, which is amazing. And we covered everything with Elsa Bloodstone and the Bloodstone, and we will eventually cover in one of our um,
Big Swig.
what or
Or
what do we
no,
call that?
probably Masterpiece Comics Theater.
A Masterpiece
Right.
Comics Theater, the Bloodstone
Bloodstone
Hunt.
Hunt.
Yes,
Yeah,
which
I'm looking forward to that. I haven't read that in a long time. I remember it being very good though.
KMac and I both share a love for that Captain America saga. And it's the first time that we both probably ever came into knowledge of the fact that there was Ulysses Bloodstone and Bloodstone out there in the Marvel universe, and the importance of it in the Marvel monster hunting universe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but
but
I
no,
really enjoyed the Werewolf by Night Disney Plus short as well. I was so surprised to see Man Thing. That
it
was
was
great.
awesome.
Yeah,
They brought the Legion of Monsters together,
it
and
did.
yeah, and Man Thing looked like Man Thing. I mean, the CGI, like people had complained about the She-Hulk CGI, but the Man Thing CGI was amazing.
It was
And
really
maybe that's
good.
because
Yeah.
it was in black and white that you didn't notice all the glaring details, but it was awesome. And my favorite part about that is everything's black and white except for when some Man Thing touches people. And as we know, when Man Thing touches people, what happens?
Now, are they melting or are they?
No,
What is he
there's
doing
a
to them?
catch line.
Tell
Remember,
me.
whatever knows fear burns at the touch of the Man
Oh,
Thing.
that's right. Yeah, we read that in for last year when he was at that weird dinner.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was being he was like the course
Eaten.
for dinner.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. Everybody burned. So
Yeah. So I was really surprised that he was in it. I didn't expect him to be the monster they were hunting.
yeah,
Did you? I
and
mean,
they went with a different direction with Jack Russell, with Gail. What's his name? Garcia Bernard. I can't always say his name, but the Mexican heartthrob actor.
yeah.
but he did really well. I liked him as as
Oh,
Jack
me
Russell.
too. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
perfect. He was perfect. And Elsa Bloodstone I thought was good too. She doesn't I mean, and Elsa Bloodstone in the comics has had like blonde hair and has had red
Yeah.
hair, right, at different points. So like there's really no consensus look for her. So they can kind of, do whatever they want. I thought they did fine. I liked when it transitioned from black and white to color. Her coat was
Yeah.
red. That was a nice touch. I really liked that. That was
What she
something that
looked like she did in the Legion of Monsters the most recent Legion of Monsters thing that we
yeah.
covered. Yeah, she looked like that. So yeah. No, no, and the whole carried over from even the original, like, you know, Werewolf by Night's gonna eat you old white people if you keep him in a cage. He even
Right,
tells
right.
them,
Yeah.
he even tells them, "Let me go. This is not going to be good for you. Leave me alone."
Right, yeah, the cage was very similar to the very first
Yeah.
thing we talked about today with the commission had him in a cage and he got out pretty easily and
And,
just did what he does.
and he ends up eating people. Did he have a full body press? I can't remember.
I don't know. I was just trying to remember
Mhm.
that myself.
Bam.
I'd have to watch it again and find out. I'm sure he must have. That's his finishing move.
Yeah. It runs like a classic serial from the 20s, or not sorry, from the 20s, but from like the 40s and 50s, black
Yeah.
and white. The Universal Mon is perfect. I mean, just so well done. Well done.
Yeah. I like how and some people love the She-Hulk, some people don't love She-Hulk, but they tried something different with She-Hulk. They made it a lot like the John Byrne She-Hulk stories where she's breaking the fourth wall. A lot of it's tongue in cheek, and the same thing with Werewolf by Night is they're taking some chances and doing some different things. So you have to appreciate that they're not just staying formulaic with all their shows. It's nice to
Yeah.
get the chance to watch something that's a little bit different than everything else. And I like how they did this werewolf show. It was great. I like
And then it gets
um the haunted mansion Ulysses Bloodstone. That's the best way I can put it when
mhm.
the butler's cranking.
Yes.
That's not an automaton, right? No, an automaton is mechanical. This is more like if you think to Hell, there's one character in Hellboy that has like sand inside of him that has to wind himself up.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? It
Yeah.
reminded me of
Like
that character.
yeah. Basically like a wind up doll or music box
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool touch. I like that a lot. So what do you
Yeah.
think they go with next after that?
I would be pumped if each year they kind of just did a Legion of the Monsters kind of thing, a short like that, where they just showed
Like a 1 hour show?
kind of a classic serial monster show that they don't have to do they don't have to do like a full series or anything, just those one shot hour long, make you smile kind of things. That'd be amazing to me.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, because I'm wondering if they're. I hope they don't do a movie. I don't know if it's necessarily right for a movie,
No, no.
but I'd like to see just some crazy stuff,
Yeah.
crazy monster hunter stuff. There's plenty of monsters in the Marvel universe, and you can use that to introduce a lot of new characters. Or you can, incorporate like Mole Man, for example. They can go to Monster Island or something like that.
And this is the first time in the intro for Marvel when they're doing the flippy pages, they change it. They change it to be like,
Yeah,
there's something wrong with it.
the music's different. Yeah.
No, and the pages go wrong, and because they're like,
Oh, they do.
in addition to superheroes, there's monsters
Oh, cool.
that you don't know about. Yeah,
I will have to watch that again.
you got to rewatch it. They change it, and then it goes black and white and like grainy a little bit. Yeah, during that, so they're flipping it, and so that's what gives me hope that like yeah, it's just gonna be one shot, really cool things like that, where it's telling you a fun story that you can go to bed. Maybe a little spooky, and finally they finally bring in Dracula with in all his third person referring first
Yes.
person Dracula,
Yeah, and I imagine if
which
they
would
did
be
it, they would do it that way. Were any of those monster hunters? I imagine they were. Did you recognize any of them from the
I
books?
I know I researched them all, could not find anything on them. No,
Oh, really?
no, no, they are all made up for the show. And
Interesting.
like even the mother, there's no mother mentioned for Ulysses S. Bloodstone. There is in the comic we read, but I
Comic.
can't
Yeah.
remember. That wasn't the same. It was not Vazusa or whatever, Nusa or whatever her name is.
Yeah, and this woman just seemed to be like his wife, not her mother, right? Is that what
Yeah,
that's what I kind of got.
that's right.
I tried to look up the names of some of the people on the caskets when they were in the mausoleum,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
one of them was close to the name. It was like McDonald or something, but one of them was close to the name of an actor that played DC's Captain Marvel in like a 1940s short.
1940s. Oh, wow. Okay.
It looked like, yeah, it looked that, I think it was 1940s.
Okay.
I'll have to vet that a little bit more if anyone's interested. But I thought that way. I mean, if that was intentional or unintentional, I don't know. But it was an interesting callback if that's what they were trying to get to.
That's the info you get here on Comics and Cool Ones, kids.
Yep.
Because I didn't even think to do that, to look at the names on that. Yeah.
Yeah. The other name of her aunt, I didn't bother looking up. But that one, the one it was at the bottom left. They kept showing it, so
Mm-hmm.
I thought, let me Google this real fast.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but no, the man thing CGI really, really well done, and the
Oh
fact
yeah.
that he's very man thingy, where he's not violent at all. He's just man thing.
No, and he's giant sized for sure.
Yes, and he has the relationship that he has with Jack Russell in the comic books, and yeah, where they talk to him, and yeah,
Yeah, and they're kind of teasing a relationship with Bloodstone and Jack Russell, and they have a on again, off again relationship in the comic
yeah,
books.
yeah.
So yeah, it was well done overall. I liked it. Yeah, it's probably one of the best things they've made on for Disney
On the
Plus.
plus, yeah,
Yeah,
one of the most entertaining. So I assume you didn't find anything, so we're talking.
what's that?
You were googling, you were googling the name.
Oh, I was gonna Google the name again. Yeah, I did. I Googled it when I was watching it, but
That's
I
what
didn't
happens when you get
re-Google
two
it.
beers in. Two or three
That is what
beers.
happens. You get 2 beers in for sure. I was gonna send our listeners on
A Google hunt.
on a Google hunt for it. Let's see. So some things I saw too were the when Elsa was standing next to the woman in the hallway at the beginning, Ulysses Bloodstone's uh, wife. Behind them was a mural. What was the name of the character Christian Bale played in the new Thor? It was the God
Uh,
Butcher, right? Gore the God Butcher.
Mog. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so there was a picture of what he looked like in the comics being murdered or killed in a way that he was killed in the comics.
Uh, and there was the allusion to when the hunters were talking to Jack Russell about the heads on the wall of the different monsters that have been killed. And he asked if he's fought any of them, and he looks at Dracula and the vampire, and he goes, "Yeah, that one we fought a few times."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to find it on Google, but I can't seem to find it right now.
Well, that brings us to another end of Boogity Books and Beer-Tober bitches. My favorite time of the year, and some of our most popular episodes.
Yeah, this is our third year of doing this, and they're some of my favorite episodes too. I like the chance to move outside of of our normal which is our normal shows, which are usually superhero talk, to do something Halloween related. I think it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it very much because I hadn't read a lot of books of this style until we started doing these types of shows. So it's been a lot of fun for me. So, if you enjoyed the show, what should you do?
Indeed, if you enjoyed the show, we have, as KMac pointed out, we have 3 years of these now, and they're each as good as the year we recorded them because they they hold up. They cover the spooky season, and
And we're
so go back and
pros.
listen to them. Yes, and we cover everything that goes with Boogity Books and Beer-Tober. So we were pumped to have you, and KMac, read out if people want to send us ideas for next year. How do they get a hold of us?
Well, there's a couple of ways to get a hold of us. You can send us an email at cbcopodcast@gmail.com. We love emails, so keep sending them. You can tweet us. Our Twitter handle's at CBCO underscore podcast. We also love getting tweets. So send us some tweets, like our tweets. Follow us on Instagram too at comic books underscore cold ones. We do a lot of posting there, a lot of funny pictures, a lot of beer pictures on Twitter and Instagram. So you can do that too. You can also rate us and write a review wherever you listen to us from. We'd really, really appreciate it. So, with that being said, Mr. Yek Russell Terrier, do you have a beer review for your beer today?
I'm gonna go with Flea Bit as, as as my podcast recommendation for Into Fear of the Unknown. It it sneaks up on you and then bites you in your booty. How good it
Ooh,
is, like a werewolf tick,
you're good with coming up with these ratings off the fly. So just a reminder,
or
my
off the
beer
flea, as you will.
off the flea. Boom, boom. So just a reminder, my beer is from Brewdog. It's Hellcat. It's a beer made with Iron Maiden, which I think is just spectacular. Actually, I will rate my beer the full body press off the building. So
Full body press.
full body press. So if you want to feel like you can do a full body press, you can lift up 2 tons or just lift up any Satanist you want and throw them off a building. Try this beer. It'll help.
Full body press by a Wolverine, a werewolf. Sorry, werewolf throwing you through the roof.
All right. Well, hey, thank you everyone for listening, and we will be back in the month of November with some more shows.
So for you out there listening in October, check your doors, check your locks, cause the spooky season's here. Don't run out of beer, because there's no going out anymore.
Good night, everybody.